that break between the show. We've got 3 minutes to get a whole lot done. Again, Cindy's choice is to make a positive impact in our community. We do that through gathering businesses that complement each other and have the same target market. We provide them shared marketing management, allowing amazing cost savings with much added value. And we have some great sponsors sponsoring this platform, one of them being Chicken Salad Chick. Check out their catering menu at chickensaladchickchattanooga.com. That's chickensaladchickchattanooga.com. 2 locations, soon to be 3. We're so proud of Josh Patton opening his 3rd location at Erlanger Mall. We already get to enjoy the downtown location with convenient curbside pickup. There's the East Brainerd location over on Gun Barrel. 12 varieties of chicken salad chick and something for everyone, including vegetarian selections. The Classic Carol is a great healthy choice in that it has 0 carbs, 0 gluten, and 0 sugar. Again, Chicken Salad Chick just has something for everyone. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. And a quick shout out to our other sponsor in that Cindy's choice for an awesome business advisor is Nova Advisors. Nova Advisors is a contingency-based business service. They can bring a variety of strategies to reclaim or save business operational costs with no upfront fees and without requiring you to change vendors or make operational changes. What an awesome service with no upfront fees. There's no risk in finding out what kind of money that Nova Advisors can save you. Check them out at novaadvisors.us. So here we go, Cindy's choice. And Cindy's choice to share with you today is Marve Iconus. I said it right. Yay. Iconus. Marve Iconus is with us. And I love the name of her business, in Lead Life Well. She's a life and leadership coaching professional. And her website is leadlifewell.com. I love that. Lead Life Well. Very important message for us to carry with us. So, hi, Marve.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have you here. Yes, I'm excited about our conversation. And I'm just going to jump right in and ask you a little bit about you. Like, where are you from? Are you from the Chattanooga area?
Well, actually, we moved from the Atlanta area about 3 years ago. Our kids were here. The kids are a big magnet. So they brought us here, and we're really enjoying it.
Oh, I love that. Yes. It's I love to hear the different stories of what brings people to Chattanooga. I'm a Texas transplant, and I like to say I'm Chattanooga by choice, and that's Chattanooga by choice by children for you.
Mine is a lot of Santa Barbara, which is where I went to college, and so Santa Barbara's on the ocean, this is on the river, so it's a happy place. Lots of fun things to do.
Well, I just love that. So, what is your background, Marve? What's led you to this coaching profession?
Well, I started out as a business and economics major and went from there being various positions of leadership. But the thing that I really loved and felt was my sweet spot was coaching other leaders. So I decided to go off and really pursue just that. So that's what I'm doing now. It's just helping leaders, whether they're leading their own business or professional situations, to do what they're doing more successfully.
Right. And who better to help you than with someone that's been there,
yes,
and knows what it's like. That's a lot. I can totally relate, because that's a lot what's driven me to start Cindy's Choice is I understand the issues.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I'm a master at starting things, but I know the issues that keep you from growing.
Right.
That's the crucial part. It's quite frankly, it's easy to start things.
Yes.
But to maintain and get to that next level is the challenge. And I think that's why if you Google statistics, you'll find that 40% of businesses make a profit.
Yeah.
30% break even, and 30% are losing money.
Right.
So it's pretty obvious there's some definite challenges.
There's some opportunities there.
Yes. And on top of that, over 80%, I want to repeat that, over 80% of businesses do not make it past 5 years.
Yeah.
So I don't get all excited about hearing about a lot of startups and a lot of new things starting, because I'm worried about them maintaining and making it.
Right.
Again, it's easy to start things. That's why I've chosen a business. What's easy for me So I've chosen a business that helps me to help other people start things. It might not be as easy for them, but I've done it enough, and I know now have some expertise to help them. And you have that same story, but you're just focused in a different area. And that's what I'm trying to utilize this platform for, because my philosophy is if you're really good at something and you outsource your bookkeeping, outsource your legal, outsource your consulting, outsource your marketing, you're in business. And Lynn and I talked in the first half of the show that when you're getting started out, sometimes that can be even done. In some of those areas, there can be some bartering done. Yeah. So my message with that is that don't think you can't get something started. About 40% of the population, really more than that, are contemplating starting a business. And it's very possible. And that's what this platform is for, is to introduce you to services and ideas and options to help you get that done. Now, Marve, I want to jump right in with, I love something that you say about how to work in your sweet spot. And that's something that that's what I just highlighted.
Right.
If you know what your sweet spot is, and I'm big on passion and purpose. If you know what you're passionate about and your purpose, and that's where your expertise lies, which usually all those line up.
Right.
Then if you find the other people that are doing the same thing in their field around you, then you're going to have success.
Yes. So the truth of the matter is most of us aren't skilled in all of those areas.
Exactly.
So there's a lot to be expected of an entrepreneur to be successful. So being able to outsource things that, aren't the thing you do the best, so that you can really focus on the thing that you do exceedingly well.
Right. And then I had a guest on here that they'd been working with a business that had been in business for 17 years and sold their business. And he'd written a letter to to everyone, kind of a closing, a goodbye. Mm-hmm. But he had listed all the different hats he had to wear and all the different relationships he needed in order to work his business. And then he said it took him 10 years of the 17 years he was in business, it took him 10 years to acquire all those relationships. And it was just overwhelming, because we all know, we talk about all the hats that business owners wear, but when you really stop and list it out, it's craziness. It's craziness to think that we think we can handle all that.
Right.
And usually, you're starting with a small budget. You can't have a marketing department. You can't have an accounting department. Yeah. But you can't have a marketing employee or a accounting employee when you get started.
Yeah.
So it's really important to have not just these services available, but help with managing these services and understanding how they fit. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's where you focus.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of creativity that can happen, and working with a coach or other people that help you think a little bit differently. We all kind of have a track we run down, and you need to get out of that way of thinking in order to really pursue your business in a way that's going to be successful.
Exactly. I love another thing that you focus on in understanding that not having anyone to bounce ideas off of and keeping your life in balance.
Yeah.
That is huge. It's a struggle for me right now. And I have really wonderful clients. And I get a lot figured out with them in the room. Mm-hmm. And I'm very transparent. I just tell them, I go, look, I don't have anyone to throw ideas off of. So I need to vent with you.
Yeah.
But by the end of this conversation, I'll know how to move forward. And they get it. And by the time I vent with them, I get it figured out right in front of them. Like, I'm thinking out loud with them. Right. And I get it figured out. And I'm like, okay, this is how we're going to move forward. I'm going to do this, and I'll deliver this, and da-da-da-da. And we're like, ready, set, go. But what I'm creating is a network of support for entrepreneurs, so they don't have to do it with their clients. But the beauty of this is, my clients are entrepreneurs that are in the same situation as me. Right. They get it because they don't have anyone to throw ideas off of, and they don't have that support team either. And that's what I'm creating through, I want to create a collaborative community where we can group small businesses to work together in that capacity and support and help each other.
Yeah, you talked about the whole idea of collaboration, and sometimes entrepreneurs have things they don't really want to be out in public, that they want to brainstorm and think through, and that's when a coach can really come in and have that confidence, that confidential place to brainstorm those things.
Yes.
And the creativity that happens in that collaborative process is amazing. And it makes you consider things you might not have considered on your own. New things come to the table, new opportunities for that entrepreneur.
I love that. And it's so true, because it is, once you get things out there, they're out there.
Yeah.
And I've heard so many horror stories of people having a really great idea that they shared, and then months later they saw somebody else moving forward with it. And I had to get real brave and, just kind of start putting mine out there. Mine is so innovative and so new. People, quite frankly, told me, they said, Cindy, you're the only one that's going to be able to do this. Don't worry about it. But that's a really good point, because I have heard numerous horror stories. And, you do have to protect things to a degree. And that really comes down to, it feeds off what Lynn and I were talking about. Relationships are everything.
Right.
And I've spent, I've lived in Chattanooga for a total of 17 years, but I was gone for 9 years before I came back this last couple of years. And I spent that time out contributing in my community, earning the awareness, the trust, and the respect of the community, so that they know they can trust me and work with me. And you can't just jump out there and expect people to, want to do business with you. But yet, on the other hand, there's a lot of people that take people for their word. And there's a lot of people that get taken advantage of, and not always on purpose, but the people that promise don't deliver.
Right.
And having experts in your network that can help you and guide you to not make those mistakes. It's like Lynn shared, your first couple employees can make you or break you.
Yeah.
It's a huge investment, not just in your money and your time, but with what they can cost your business, the impressions they can leave, or what they can take with them if they don't stay with you. There's so many areas we could touch there.
Yeah, one of the things I find with leaders often, or business people, is that they don't even realize the ways they're working against themselves with their employees. And so that's another way a coach can really help you handle those relationships so they can be successful. It makes a huge difference in keeping your employees for the long term, because you're starting a new business. You don't want to keep investing in new people. It's a waste of your funds.
Exactly. And what I've recognized about myself is, there for a while, I was very strong at people management. I have a strong management background. Mm-hmm. But as I've evolved into an entrepreneur and more of a visionary, I'm not good at slowing down and really giving the focus to an employee that's necessary. Yeah. So I realize it's better for me to outsource at this point. And as my business grows, I'll have the right person. I'll employ the right person who's a better people manager than I am. Yeah. I won't necessarily stay the CEO of my company. My strength is the marketing. That's where my expertise lies. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I've owned businesses successfully, but if I stick to my passion and where I perform best, at some point I may hire out a CEO. Right. That's how you do it. That's how you become successful. If I try to do all those things or micromanage all those things, it's not only
yourself out.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's some somewhat successful companies that do that, but they're not near where they could be.
Right.
And something that's really hard for me right now is I'm coming across a lot of businesses that have been, somewhat successful for many years, but they're not getting anywhere, and they're stuck in a routine. And then I have grandchildren coming to me, and their grandfather or their parents are getting, they're ready to let go of the business, and they don't have anything to sell because the business was all them.
Yeah.
And they're like, they don't know what kind of help they need. They just know they need some kind of help to package that business so that if they can either keep running it or they can sell it. And that's sad. Yeah. Because they've, that person has worked that business for 30, 40 years. And at the end of the time, they can't do anything with it.
Right.
And though there was, they made a lot of profit through the years, they have nothing at the end.
The legacies come to an end.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
And I imagine that's someplace that you could step in.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many ways a coach can help. And a lot of times people think, oh, you hire those if you're suffering, if you're failing, you're struggling. No, it's actually the people who are doing well that want to do even better that work with a coach. So there's lots of reasons to work with a coach. It's a good way to invest in yourself, which is an important habit to get into with when you're starting a business, is realizing how important it is to invest in yourself.
Yes. I owned a construction business, a commercial construction business in Houston, Texas. And worked with a lot of folks that would invest a year into someone to consult for them. Mm-hmm. And that a full year investment so that they could fully get lined up. Just getting the information one time, you have the information, but you haven't developed the habits.
Right.
And that's key word, coaching.
Yes.
It takes a season of that coaching to help you develop those habits. It's not just about learning what you need to do. You've got to change the way you do things.
Yes, absolutely. And coaches are great for that. They'll hold you accountable for the things that you want to make changes in. And, so you have that someone who's on your side, who's championing for you, but also holds you accountable so that you can be the successful person you want to be.
Accountability. That is key.
It's a hard word, but you really need that, that, because entrepreneurs don't really have a boss that's going to hold them accountable to the things that they really want to accomplish.
Right. They have to have that discipline and put that accountability on themselves. And that's funny because it's just like, this isn't related to entrepreneurship, but I'm a hang glider pilot, but I haven't been an active pilot in some years. Well, I want to fly again. And I'm going to need to get recertified and, get out there and put some effort into getting going again. And what I've decided to do to keep myself accountable to my desire and my dream to do that again is to keep talking about it like I'm doing right now. If I say it out loud enough, I'm going to be like, Cindy, shut up and do it.
Yeah.
And I know how to keep myself accountable that way. And I do the same thing in business. If I'll speak to myself about it, and at some point I get sick of hearing myself, and it'll be like, all right, I just got to do it. And I love that too with my Nooga Radio Outdoors program. I'm on the show encouraging people to get outside and get active. Well, what does that do? That keeps me accountable.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me to get outside and get active because I am a busy entrepreneur focused on starting something new, bigger than I've ever started before. And I need that balance in my life, which that's what coaches do. They help you understand the balance. Most entrepreneurs are workaholics.
They are definitely workaholics, yet you're actually more creative when you take that outdoor time and do the things that you love. It really fuels you in a different way. And it's when you've taken that break and you come back to your big problems that you have with your business, you can approach it in a whole new way. So it is really important to take that time outdoors and in other fun ways, whatever makes your heart happy.
All right. Marve, we've still got some time left, but why don't you share your information? I shared your website, leadlifewell.com. Is there anything else you'd want to share as far as if people were interested in knowing more about your services?
Yeah, they can go to my website. I even have a free gift for them if they'd like to work on those habits that you were just talking about. I have an ebook there that they can grab for free and see what kind of habits would help them be better business owners.
Oh, that's awesome. Again, that's leadlifewell.com, and you can get a free ebook. And I love that. That's why I love my sponsor, Nova Advisors, because there's no risk. You can get some information right up front before you invest.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that. We've got some time left, so why don't you touch on it? You're a certified DISC consultant?
Right. I am certified both in personalities, which would be DISC, which is another really important thing to understand when you're an entrepreneur and how you operate and how the people you're working with operate.
I will have you back. We'll do a whole show. And I talk about Myers-Briggs. Is it similar to Myers-Briggs?
It's set up a little bit different. What I like about it is it's simple to apply. And if it's simple to apply, you'll use it.
Yes.
I'm also HBDI certified, which is thinking preferences. We all have a different way of processing information, which is really important to understand when you're communicating with other people because not everyone's like you.
Exactly.
So it's really good to know how to present things in other ways outside of your natural inclination.
Exactly. And see, that's where, and that helps me a lot because I understand the kind of personalities I need around me. But it's what enables me to work with entrepreneurs because I get them, because a lot of them are my personality. And so I understand the challenges, yet I've had to understand how to deal with them different than my personality.
Mm-hmm.
We we're the same. So I have to but it helps me because as I learn to deal with them better, it helps me understand myself better and how to deal with other personality types better. But understanding yourself is key.
Really important.
If you never learn about other personalities, just understanding your own is vitally important, especially if you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Entrepreneurs are they're a special breed.
A good special breed.
Yes. We call it the climate downtown with the innovation, everything. We call it crazy creatives.
Yeah.
And it is. It's like I know a lot of people. I've had that feeling so many times where people I know they think I'm crazy and that I'm off in left field somewhere. But there are I love when I get around other people that think like me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not as crazy as people think that I am. But that's another place that a coach can help you.
Yeah.
And understanding that you have a certain gift that you need to apply, that maybe that craziness, is applicable there. You need a little craziness in that area.
Everyone needs a little crazy.
Yeah.
But what tends to happen is entrepreneurs tend to attract other people that are like themselves. So there's a void in their business. So you have an area that's really suffering because you've attracted people that are like yourself.
I've been going through that cycle, and I knew that, but it's just sometimes it's hard to recognize. But I've attracted a bunch of visionaries, and I'm like, no, I have the vision. I need people that will implement, my vision, and I'm finding that now. But it took me a while to catch on. I had so many people that were excited about Cindy's Choice, but that was attracting people like me. That saw the vision, but they weren't the doers.
It's interesting. I worked with a business in Atlanta, and they were all kind of in the same box, the visionary like you're talking about, but they had nobody who was really detail oriented, and their business was suffering. They've now hired somebody and things are going well. So it can make a big difference.
That's awesome. Wow, Marvé, I can't believe that we are running out of time here. I definitely would love to have you back. I've so enjoyed visiting with you. Again, you can find more information on Marvé at leadlifewell.com. That's leadlifewell.com. And it's just been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being on.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right. That's a wrap.
The Tennessee Valley